So we're here at DevOpsDays Raleigh, and it's really exciting.
We got matching shirts.
Oh yeah, we do. So you're the MC for the event.
I am.
And so just tell people who you are and how you got involved with volunteering for DevOps Days.
Absolutely. And first of all, thank you for having me on. So Nirmal Mehta, I'm a Principal Specialist Solution Architect at AWS. But for today in this conversation, it's about DevOps Days, right? And we're in our ninth year of DevOps Days, which is already an achievement.
That's amazing.
Yes, it is. And as someone who's built communities, run communities, it's an achievement to go this long successfully. And so I got involved with DevOps Days. Actually, when I moved down from the DC Metro to the Triangle in North Carolina, I submitted a talk to DevOps Days, and I got selected, and I spoke in the 2016 DevOps Days, I believe. And I was just so enamored with, wow, this is like a volunteer-run community. It's super exciting, like so many great speakers and the sense of community. And I'm going to repeat this word, intimate.
Okay, yeah.
It feels weird as a word for DevOps, but that's the core of what I feel like when I think about DevOps Days. It's an intimate conference.
Yeah, I agree.
In the sense of like, we go to these big events. I know me and you have. We've been on the circuit a little while, and we've been to huge events like reInvent or KubeCon or DockerCons or Red Hat Conference, and it can be hard to get anything out of the noise sometimes, right? There's just a lot going on. You can learn a lot, but you can't find that connection necessarily. But as these smaller DevOps Days, volunteer-run, nonprofit kind of conferences, they're smaller in size, and that allows you to really meet everyone here and have meaningful conversations and create relationships that last a long time. And that's exactly what I got out of DevOps Days. So I signed up to be an organizer and realized that I was already out of my depth and volunteered to be an MC, which is, I feel like, a very small thing that I can contribute to the DevOps Days. And shout out to all the folks that are organizers and all the hard work that you do.
Let's talk. So since you're the MC, you're right up there up front.
Yes.
What are some key takeaways that you've already seen from DevOps? From some of the speakers today.
Yeah. So some of the key takeaways are, it's kind of like what's interesting to me is I've been talking about DevOps for 10 years plus, and still some of the core messaging still resonates. And it's hard for me to put myself in the framework of, hey, this is still new to a lot of people, right? Like you talk for 10 years about this subject, you think we are already past like all these cultural, organizational hurdles and SRE hurdles and automation hurdles.
Right.
And no.
Why do you think that is?
I think because it's fundamentally, like DevOps to me is fundamentally about merging the technology solutions with cultural transformation and change. And that's how an organization is actually successful in implementing DevOps principles to achieve some of their goals, right? And to respond to compelling events, right? Which is competitive advantage, outages, or just wanting to innovate faster, right? And take on the innovator dilemma. And I think those issues, those compelling events are just evergreen.
Yeah,
they're always there. And so there's a constant stream of organizations that maybe it took them 10 years to actually have their first compelling event and go, oh, hey, like we're now in a different world, and I need to figure out how do we better respond to this new world. So for me, one of the takeaways is what is old is new again with respect to these messages, and we're hitting a new wave of graduates, new generation in the workforce that are learning and adapting and starting their first jobs and tackling these new things and providing a mechanism for us to deliver this message into the workforce again. Second thing is, the economy has changed in the last 2 years dramatically. I think a lot of organizations are under stresses that they've never been under before or haven't had to respond to in a long time. And so DevOps is a way is a framework for that organization to respond to this new reality that we're in.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the third thing is GenAI, right? Can't have any conversation without GenAI. I would say that both of us have seen technological waves come through.
Right.
I've not seen anything go this fast.
So
right.
Are you concerned or excited about Gen AI?
I mean, like a nuanced take should be both.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Todd with All Things Open. Thank you so much for watching. We truly appreciate it. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification button. We've got a lot of new content coming we think you're going to be interested in. One final favor, be sure to go to allthingsopen.org, allthingsopen.org to see everything that we do. Back to the video.
I'm concerned because I think there's already a lot of FUD, right? Fear, uncertainty, and doubt around it. I think there's a group of people that got really into some of the other trends in the last 5-6 years and got burned by the false promises there.
Sure.
And I'm taking a little bit more of a prudent approach to Gen AI, but I've already seen customers, from AWS adopt Gen AI technologies for actual business, use cases, delivering value, and we're talking about something that is, to this date, like a year old, right?
Right. Yeah.
If that, and I've not seen anything be accelerated that fast. It's kind of crazy.
Interesting,
but
yeah.
also very exciting. And
Yeah.
I think the intersection of Gen AI with SRE, with DevOps, there was some speaking sessions at DevOps Days today around using Gen AI for SRE, kind of, responding to incidents, troubleshooting. For me, I think about Gen AI as two kind of modes, right? One is building with Gen AI, so using these Gen AI tools in your products, in your services, in your day-to-day, using those tools to accelerate your productivity, right? Not remove your job.
Right, yeah. Yes,
hopefully.
Yes. Complement.
Right. And then the other side was using our DevOps containers, Kubernetes, cloud native to build Gen AI, to build machine learning. And both of these are now validated in my mind. It's here to stay. It will be the main talking point for all talking points.
I think we're going to see a lot of these topics. Great.
Yeah, and so I think the main advice I would give folks, and I might be alluding to the next question, is don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on Gen AI. It's here, whether you want it or not. Kind of like DevOps, kind of like, all these different transformations, like containers and Kubernetes, like it's here. Cloud native is here. Like
embrace it.
Embrace it. Yeah. Like don't sleep on it.
Yeah, we like to give our community some advice, tips. So
absolutely,
as a parting gift for our community, what's a piece of advice that you would just give to folks that either as a best practice, saves them time?
Yeah. So absolutely. So on both sides, the technology front and the cultural side, I'll give too. So on the technology side, again, don't sleep on Gen AI. Experiment with it, figure out how, understand the concepts, the syntax, what prompts are, what RAG is, all these concepts, like start learning it now, start experimenting with it and figuring out how Gen AI can work in your workflows and also how it can potentially help your customers. And everyone has a customer, right? The second side is on the community or the cultural side. With the economic slowdown, with layoffs being announced, with a lot more uncertainty in general IT industry, it's even more important to embrace community. That's what DevOps Days conference is about. That's what the communities we've participated and built are about. They're for moments like this. Like, they're great when things are going great and things are scaling and things are growing and everyone's excited, which I don't think is slowed down. I think we might think it seems like it, but I don't think that's slowing down either. But those communities are there for when it's tough times. Yeah. And so
there's some resilience there, right?
Absolutely. And I would I ask everyone who's listening to this to help yourself and also find someone else to help. Right? Find it,
pay it forward. Agree. Yeah.
Pay it forward. Have empathy.
Be a mentor, right?
Be a mentor. Be a mentee. Right? Like, don't be afraid to reach out. You're not alone. Like, there's a lot still going on. Yeah. It's not all shut down, and you're not alone. Find those communities.
Nirmal, thanks for your time. How can people find you on socials?
I'm on LinkedIn, Nirmal Mehta. You can find me at nirmal.io. I just recently bought a new domain, Metaverse, MEHTA, verse.org, I think.
All right, well, that would be another interview. Cool. Thanks for your time today, Nirmal.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
You too.